To my precious little angel, this is Daddy. You're about a week away from turning 1 as I'm writing this memoir. I wanted to tell you and everyone about the journey of how I came here to America. But more importantly, it is to remind myself how blessed I am to have survived the ordeal of crossing miles of ocean and numerous pirates' attacks, all to come to America and to have you in this world. On the eve of 1980, your 2 uncles and I took the bus from our home in Saigon to the outskirts city of Red Ya. It's one of those few destinations that boat people favor because of its close proximity to the ocean and to Thailand, the temporary haven of choice prior to being accepted to America or other European countries that accepted immigrants from Vietnam at that time. It was approximately around midnight and in total darkness when your uncles and I stepped down onto this tiny fishing boat. We curled up in a fetal positions and remained that way for the next 10 hours. During those long and anxious hours, the only sound we heard was the sound of water hitting against the side of the boat and the wooden posts used to tie those boats together. It was not until almost a day later when we were allowed to stand up and peek outside. Well, what a sight it was. Water, nothing but calm, blue ocean water. I can't recall whether I was excited or scared. Maybe both, but one thing was certain, we were at the mercy of Mother Nature and God. The journey up to this point couldn't have been any smoother. The sea was mostly calm, so were the people, the weather couldn't be more cooperating, and everything seemed to go as planned during the first couple of days, well, until we sighted a large unidentified ship ahead. At this time, we were assured by the people in charge that we were in international water, and that this could be one of a few international rescue ships that await boat people like us. Little did we know, it was the first of 3 horrific events that would take place during the next 7 days at sea. As it turned out, this was a typical Thai fishing boat that turned to pirating refugee boats, as they knew boat people take all of their valuable possessions with them when they leave, mostly jewelry, gold, diamonds. What took place during the first 2 encounters is somewhat ambiguous. On one hand, the Thai fishermen did feed us with the fish that they had caught, but on the other hand, they took all of the valuable belongings that they could find, and even sexually harassed and raped some of the women. I was fortunate not to have to witness these horrific incidents, but was later told by the people on board that these events did take place in private. It was the 3rd incident that shaped and impacted Daddy's life, and perhaps yours till this day. With virtually everything taken from us in the first 2 attacks, there was nothing left for the 3rd Thai fishing boat to take, so they ripped out the engine from our boat and left a big gash where the engine once was. The next thing I can remember is that the boat started to take on water, and all the adults, including your uncles, Joseph, frantically scoop up water from inside the boat, using whatever they could to dump it out in the ocean. As for me, I cry and pray, hugging tightly to a plastic container given to me by your Uncle Joseph, which would use to hold fresh water. It was nighttime, and a third of my body was submerged under icy water. I was certain that it would take a miracle for all of us to survive. And that is exactly what happened during the following minutes. Daddy's prayers were answered. Out from nowhere, another Vietnamese refugee fishing boat came cruising along, saw our dire situation, and towed us along with them to shore. We live essentially on steamed rice, salt, and a couple of fishes the size of your hands right now for the next 3 months. We slept on an open 7 by 7 foot wooden hut at one of the refugee camps right on the beach for the next 3 months until we were sponsored by a great uncle in the United States. We were fortunate to be one of those that had only to stay there for 3 months. Most people stay more, sometimes up to 2 years. We arrived at Camp Pendleton in San Diego around June of 1980 and have lived in California ever since. My sweet princess, what I want you to take away from this short memoir is this. I strongly believe that there is a reason why Daddy is here and alive today and did not die at sea as thousands of Vietnamese boat people did. That reason is more compelling and obvious now that you are born. You are very special to Daddy and Mommy. Someday, you are going to make a great contribution to society. This world will be a better place because of you. Don't you ever forget that.